What is up, everybody? I want to talk about something real quick. All right, something that a lot of people have been talking about. All right, first of all, Super Bowl's played. The Rams won. Congratulations, all the things. But I want to talk about a very specific. That's a hard word to say for me. I want to talk about one thing. Matthew Stafford. Is Matthew Stafford going to be in the Hall of Fame? Is he a Hall of Famer? He won a Super Bowl. A lot of people are talking about it. So all day, like on Twitter, on all the places people talk about things, we're talking about Matthew Stafford is a Hall of Famer. And I absolutely think no. I do not think Matthew Stafford is a Hall of Famer as of right now. I absolutely do not. I think after the Super Bowl, there's always like, this is the greatest player of all time. Like Aaron Donald, people talking about, is he the best player in NFL history? I think he's very, very, very good. Maybe, yeah, obviously like one of the best of his era, but like to say like it's of all time, like maybe you're throwing him in the conversation, or whatever. But there's like Reggie White, there's Lawrence Taylor, there's so many butt kissers. There's so many guys who I didn't see way back when who were just so crazy dominant. I'm not that not what this video is about, right? Because you can make a case for him, but like Matthew Stafford, like he has never won MVP, right? He has one Pro Bowl. He's never been the best player in the league. Like I think to be in the Hall of Fame, you should have been the best player in the league at some point, or at least like arguably the best player in the league. Should have like taken over the league, made defenses change their game plan around you. Like if you're a quarterback, I just don't think dude. Everyone loves Matthew Stafford. Like everyone, like a lot of people were rooting for him. I wasn't mad he won a Super Bowl. Like good for him. People are like, well, it's only because he was stuck in Detroit for all those years. Yeah, I get it, but he was stuck in Detroit for all those years. You don't get a pass because you played for a trash team. It sucks, bro. It sucks that you got drafted by a horrible organization. But like Barry Sanders played for that team. He figured out. I know that's a lot different. Barry Sanders is a one of a kind talent and a different position. But I don't think Matthew Stafford belongs in the Hall of Fame as of right now. Maybe he goes on and he plays 3, 4, 5 more years and he goes and he lights it up and he gets a bunch of Pro Bowls and maybe gets the Super Bowl again. Maybe he does all those things. People comparing him like, well, what about Eli Manning? Is Eli Manning a Hall of Famer? Eli Manning, I'll say this. He stopped the Patriots from going undefeated, winning that Super Bowl. So like right there, if you're going to give him a nod for anything, going to the Hall of Fame, that might get him in right there. The fact that he stopped that from happening. He stopped the Patriots from going undefeated and winning that. And Eli Manning had no easy roads. He had a team, he had a defense too. And that's a whole other video. That's a whole other conversation. I'm not sure if Eli Manning. I think a lot of people have him as a Hall of Famer. He has 2 rings. He beat some great teams and did like his playoffs. Those years were just ridiculous. Stafford threw 2 picks in the Super Bowl. He threw an interception against the Niners that was dropped. They wouldn't even have been in a Super Bowl. And I just don't think he is. I think that they could have easily not won a Super Bowl and nobody would even mention this. I get it. Like you get a ring, people start talking about your career stuff. And the thing too is like whenever people bring stuff like this up, so like now you got to trash a dude because you're saying no, he's not in the Hall of Fame. Like I'm not trashing Matthew Stafford. I like Matthew Stafford. Seems like a good dude. He's a very good quarterback. But it's not the Hall of very good. You know what I mean? I think you should be a game changer. Like you should be like like a Patrick Mahomes, and then not to say because he's so young, but the type of player that everyone has to change their game plan, like focus on you, like Aaron Rodgers, like Tom Brady, Tom Brady, like you can't even compare him to like other guys because like his rings, it doesn't even matter his skill set because just the rings alone will get him in. But guys like that, like Peyton Manning, you know what I mean? Like defenses were scared. I don't think a lot of defenses I think they respected Stafford, but I just don't think that he was that. I don't think he's that type of quarterback, dude. I just don't. I don't think that you can get it. You have to be like the main thing for me is you have to be like the best player in the league at some point, at least the best person at your position in the league. I don't think that he's ever been. I don't know where his top year, like where people would rank him. But like people have been saying through the whole playoffs, like he's going to throw some picks, and if you catch him, you can beat him. And the Niners did not catch that one that was very, very important. I think that dude's still on the ground crying. But but Matthew Stafford, great dude, great player. Is he a Hall of Famer? Not in my opinion. And Richard Sherman came out and kind of said a similar thing. People are roasting him. Dan Orlovsky, who I love. I think Dan Orlovsky over at ESPN is great. But I do not agree with him on this. But I think some people just get caught up in the moment. It's the same thing like with the halftime show. Everyone's like, it's the greatest show. It's the greatest halftime show ever. And I actually said the same thing. But I want to explain something. Talk about the halftime show for a minute. The halftime show, like no one can say this one is the best ever. That one is the best ever. Because it's all based on opinion. So like people are talking about Prince. Well, if someone doesn't like Prince, they don't listen to Prince. I say that they don't like. I don't know if anyone that like has hate for him, but people who are just that's not their music, then obviously they're not going to say it's the best show ever. Just like this one, if people don't like rap, they don't like Snoop, or they never heard of him, because some people were like, "Well, what's going on here?" Because it's from like in the '90s, but like that's still in my that's still in my phone. I still listen to Snoop and Dr. Dre like '90s rap on the way to work every single day. So for me, I loved it. I thought it was fantastic. But like people who that's not their thing, that's not their jam, they're not going to be they didn't enjoy it as much. So like to call it the best halftime show ever, I mean, I get it. That's what people got to do. They got to talk about stuff. But the same thing goes for these like opinions. Like it's all based on opinion, especially with the halftime show. I thought it was phenomenal though. I loved it. And a lot of people didn't love it. I think a lot of people did love it. Everybody's sitting at home with their their kids are seeing their parents jump up and like start doing. I wasn't doing no dancing because I listen to that on my way to work, like I say, every day. Like that's just on my mix. Because I'm old and I don't like new music that much. So I still listen to all the old stuff besides a few. Anyways, but Matthew Stafford, Hall of Famer, as of yet, I say no right now. But like I don't get a vote. They're not going to ask me. And if he does get in someday, I'm not going to be mad. People are talking about Ben Roethlisberger. Is he a Hall of Famer? You know what I mean? A lot of people say yeah. A lot of people say no. I don't know. He's got 2 rings, I believe. I think kind of the thing is if you're a quarterback and you have 2 Super Bowl rings, I think they kind of just throw you in there. So I don't know. But I think that this is the offseason has just begun. So this is like the things everyone's going to talk about. But and everyone loves Matthew Stafford. I get it, bro. Everyone, like, there's nothing not to love about Matthew Stafford. He played for the Lions. They sucked forever. But, like, dude, he had Megatron over there. He had a few good defenses. I don't know. They kind of always sucked, and he was, like, the highlight of it. Because he's always been a good quarterback. Like, I've always said that since forever. When he was with the Lions, I said that Matthew Stafford's a good quarterback. He just is on a trashy team, and a team that the Lions just don't seem to care. Like, they just draft who they draft, and like, yeah, whatever. You know what I mean? It's like playing Madden. You make a draft and you just like simulate the season. You know what I mean? That's kind of what the Lions do. They just simulate seasons. They don't care. The ownership that is. The players care. The coaches care. But it seems like the ownership does not care at all about that team. But I don't think as of right now, Matthew Stafford. But I want to hear from you. All right, let me know what you think. Is Matthew Stafford a Hall of Fame quarterback? I don't think so. I don't think so, people. All right, on to the let's move on with our life, though, people. I'm gonna have some new stuff coming up. Big shots, quick trip, as always. I just want to jump on here and talk about this real quick. But go Pack, go! Long off season coming. Long off season coming. We're gonna have a lot to talk about. A lot to talk about, people. Go Pack, go! Let's get out.